Hey everybody, it's Jay Z back again. I'm in downtown Cleveland, right at 12th and St. Clair. This is week 50, the 50th week of COVID. Hard to believe, huh, Justin?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And in the weekly videos, we feature different folks, and I'm starting now. I'm going to be inviting any of the mayoral candidates who want to join me and talk about education. And of course, Justin Bibb is declared. And Justin, you and I chatted end of summer.
Yeah, in December. Yeah.
Reached out to me and kind of wanted to talk about education. And when you decided you were running, I gave you a call and I said, hey, why don't you pop on? We'll interview. So since we only have 5-6 minutes, let's focus this on education. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
So simple question. What are your thoughts on improving K-8 education in our great city?
Well, John, I recognize that we can't have a great city without a best-in-class education system. And as a kid who grew up on 121st and Dove in Mount Pleasant, I saw the struggles that my mom had in making sure I had a high-quality shot at life through public education. And when you look at all the data, it tells us that the quality of the teacher and the quality of the curriculum are two of the most important things we can control as leaders to make sure that we are closing the achievement gap in cities across the country like Cleveland. And so to make sure that we have the right workforce that can be competitive in the future, we got to make sure that our kids in K-8 have a best-in-class education system. So, and we also got to make sure that we're centering education around equity. That has to be our number one priority. And so as we think about what a post-COVID-19 world looks like for education, really leaning into these new models of learning and having an individualized learning curriculum and plan for every kid needs to be a priority. And then secondly, making sure that we are doing a better job of recruiting more teachers of color as well that look and reflect the lived experiences of our students also has to be a priority moving forward.
So have you thought about what role, Breakthrough is just a small group of schools, 12 schools, 3,600 kids, in a market of 39,000 K-8, or maybe it's 39,000 total and 27,000 K-8. So we're definitely small, but have you thought about a role for Breakthrough in your vision of fixing education?
Absolutely. I think Breakthrough has done an amazing amount of work around centering your efforts on student outcomes and working really hard to close those achievement gaps. I'm really excited to see the work you're doing on making sure that Breakthrough is better engaging families and parents in the conversation of what education should look like in Cleveland. And so all of these good models we're seeing in schools like Breakthrough and others across the district, we need to figure out how do we bring those stakeholders together to really scale these models of best practice to ensure that we have a high quality school in every zip code in this city.
Yeah, so that's kind of like what our mission was years ago. We wanted to expand the number of schools and put them in neighborhoods that really need them. But as you said, to bring it to scale, unfortunately, takes money. And as you also know, Breakthrough only gets 2/3 of the funding per kid of a typical district school. So for us to expand, it's virtually impossible without fixing funding. You got any ideas on how we're going to do this? How we're going to fix funding in the city?
Well, John, I think the first thing we have to really be focused on is, number one, how do we truly take advantage of the bully pulpit of the mayor's office and work with our leadership in Columbus to make sure that we fix the constitutional crisis we have right now and how we fund public education. That needs to be our number one priority. I think secondly, this is about equity and inputs and equity and outcomes as well. And as mayor, I'm going to do everything I can to work with stakeholders like Breakthrough and our foundation sector and other key stakeholders to make sure that every kid in CMSD has access to the equitable funding they need to succeed. And so exploring those new models of funding at the local level is something we need to take a serious look at in the future.
It's really critical. I mean, Breakthrough is a public school, but we're funded like second-class citizens. So it really makes it hard to bring it to scale. I'd love to be able to say we had 25 schools instead of 12 schools, but without the funding, it's almost impossible. Hey, what do you got your ear to the ground? What are you hearing about, post-COVID education come next fall? Any unique ideas springing up, or what do you think's going to happen?
One of the things I'm hearing a lot from parents and also employers in the city is, how do we really use this moment to center public education in Cleveland to train our kids for the future of work? Our education system in this country is completely outdated and still built on an agricultural based model, right? And what COVID has shown us is that the future of work is going to change very fast. And I think having conversations with our students earlier on in middle school and high school about what they want to do when they graduate needs to be an important priority for us moving forward. One idea I want to explore as mayor is a program called Straight to Work, where if you are a freshman or a sophomore in high school, you pick a path, whether it's going to a 4-year institution like Ohio State, or if you want to pursue a career in public service or the armed services, or if you want to go work and be an IT analyst at Eton or the Cleveland Clinic. How do we make sure we offer those credentialing options in addition to a high school diploma for every kid that's graduating in CMSD? I think will go a long way to make sure that our population and the future of our economy is upskilled to take the jobs of the future that currently exist right now.
That's so important. And a couple of weeks ago on the weekly video interview, I interviewed Jim Bennett. Jim Bennett, longtime Cleveland guy, you probably know, McKinsey and other. But anyway, he's taken on a pro bono project for us. The Bennett Group has to really expand our alumni success program, and he views it as from 14 to 24. And how do we get our kids ready for the workforce? Similar to what you're talking about. Maybe he's going around interviewing people in town. Maybe I'll ask him to add you.
That'd be great.
Would that be all right?
And yeah, that'd be great. And the one thing also I want to mention here is, while we're really focused at CMSD on K through 12 education, the mayor controls and has a large role in the Workforce Investment Board. Yeah. So how do we make sure that we have a system for encouraging adult learning for our parents as well, to make sure they have the workforce readiness skills too, because that could be a great opportunity for us to make sure that everybody in the city has the skill sets to compete.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Justin, listen, I'll let you go, buddy. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, John, for having me.
Good luck to you. As Chuck Todd says, good luck out on the trail.
All right, brother. We'll see you soon, man.
And for those of you watching, if you want to kind of help Breakthrough and help our scholars get back into our buildings, go to the breakthroughschools.org and go to the Victory Fund, and you can support our scholars that way. Okay, Justin, checking out. Thanks again, buddy. I love your team, by the way. It's
Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks again. I'm a word around town. We'll see you, bud.
Bye. Bye-bye.